Good evening, dear friends. Tonight, I wish to address a matter that weighs heavy on many hearts: the feeling that, in our struggles, our enemies seem to thrive while we languish in defeat. It is a sentiment that has echoed throughout the ages, from the quiet corners of our own lives to the grand narratives of history. When it appears that evil holds the upper hand, what should we do? What can we cling to when the very ground beneath us feels as if it is crumbling? Allow me to tell you a tale of a knight named Sir Cedric, who faced an insurmountable foe. This dragon, a creature of darkness and despair, had loomed over his village, striking fear into the hearts of its inhabitants. No matter how bravely they fought, every attempt to rid themselves of this menace seemed futile, and each day brought fresh devastation. Sir Cedric, like many of us, wrestled with the question: why must we endure this suffering? Why does it seem as if our enemy is winning? It was during one particularly harrowing night, as he sat by the flickering fire, that he found himself in deep contemplation. Was there purpose in this suffering? Was God, in his wisdom, allowing this evil to persist? Then came the sage, a figure who had witnessed the rise and fall of many battles. He spoke gently yet firmly: "My dear boy, even in the darkest of nights, the stars still shine. God permits these trials not to punish us, but to prepare us. Adversity refines our character, strengthens our resolve, and draws us closer to Him. Your enemy may appear to succeed, but remember, the victory is not always in the immediate triumph, it is in the steadfastness of your spirit." Sir Cedric realized that the battle was not merely against the dragon, but against despair itself. He gathered the villagers, urging them to stand firm. "We may falter, we may stumble, but we shall not lose heart. Our strength lies not in the absence of fear, but in our willingness to face it together." In that moment, they united in purpose, discovering a collective resilience that no dragon could extinguish. And so it is with us. God, in His divine wisdom, allows our challenges to unfold, not as a sign of abandonment, but as an invitation to draw nearer to Him. Just as the dragon tested Sir Cedric's bravery, our trials test our faith. In the grand tapestry of life, every thread of adversity serves a purpose, weaving us into a more profound understanding of grace and strength. The climax of the story unfolds as Sir Cedric, bolstered by the support of his friends and the wisdom of the sage, confronts the dragon in a final showdown. In a fierce battle that shook the very earth, Sir Cedric faced the dragon, not with mere might, but with the courage born from unity and faith. Though the dragon's flames were fierce, so too was the light of hope that burned within him and his comrades. With one final strike, the dragon fell, not merely defeated, but transformed into a memory of their resilience. Dear friends, when you find yourselves in the throes of adversity, remember Sir Cedric. Remember that it is often in our darkest moments that our true character is forged. God does not delight in our suffering, rather, He uses it to refine us, to draw us closer to His heart and to one another. Our enemies may seem to thrive in the shadows, but it is in those very shadows that our strength is illuminated. When you feel overwhelmed, when it appears that no matter your effort, your enemy is winning, I urge you to do three things. 1. Stand firm in your faith, just as Sir Cedric did. Cling to your faith. It may seem small, like a flickering candle in a storm, but it is enough. In moments of despair, recite the promises of God. Recall the stories of those who have walked this path before you: David facing Goliath, Esther standing before the king, the early disciples preaching against persecution. Their faith did not prevent hardship, but it gave them the courage to persevere. 2. Seek unity with others. Isolation can be a tool of the enemy. Just as Cedric gathered his fellow villagers, so should you seek fellowship and support. Share your burdens, pray together, and lift one another up. There is tremendous power in community, in the shared strength of believers. Don't shy away from reaching out to those who can walk alongside you in your journey, for together, you can withstand the fiercest of storms. 3. Trust in God's timing. Lastly, remember that God's ways are not our ways. He sees the grand narrative, the intricate design of our lives. Continue chat box. Just as the dragon's defeat came at the right moment, so too will your victory come in due time. Trust that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events for your good. Even when it feels as though you are being overwhelmed, God is in the business of redemption, and He will vindicate you. In conclusion, when faced with the seemingly insurmountable, remember the story of Sir Cedric. Take heart from his journey, and know that you are not alone. The battles we face may be fierce, and the enemy may seem to have the upper hand, but we serve a God who is greater than any foe. He is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Let the hope that comes from knowing Him fill you with courage to keep pressing forward. For in the end, it is not the enemy's triumph that defines us, but our unwavering faith and the love we share with one another. So, dear friends, lift your heads high, forge ahead with courage, and let your light shine brightly in the darkness. The dawn is coming, and with it, the promise of victory. Thank you for joining me this evening. May you find strength in your struggles and hope in your hearts as you continue your journey. Remember, the shadows may gather, but the light within you is indomitable,